Welcome back to Silver Bay Park here in Atlanta, the NCR All-Stars. My name's Chip Burnside. I'm joined here by Liz Entwistle. We're about to watch the Great Lakes All-Stars having their second game of the morning, taking on the Mid-Atlantic Sharks.
In our first matches of the day, we saw Great Lakes 36-5 winners over the Independence White team. Similarly, the Sharks won their first matchup 42-15 over the Tri-Strait Foundry. So two undefeated teams here in pool play action. It hasn't gotten much warmer since that first kickoff.
No, it hasn't. And the Mid-Atlantic Sharks, they must be working on some secret plays out the back. They're yet to show up here at the stadium.
So it does appear that we'll have Great Lakes in the gray jerseys going from right to left across your screen. Again, taking on the Sharks here in the aquamarine.
Very nice looking outfits there for the Sharks. Quite impressed with the way Great Lakes played that first game. They got the ball wide and they looked quite organised after a few miscues on the penalties. Because, well, it was 9 o'clock in the morning. When was the last time you played at 9 o'clock in the morning, Liz?
The game of sevens, we play with those early kickoffs many a time. But you are correct. We did mention penalties earlier in the game, and Chip was 100% accurate there. Great Lakes had a total of 7 penalties against them compared to the Independence White with only 4. Yet came away 36-5 victors. We saw heads-up play coming from Eberly. We'll look for a few of their standout players. Great Lakes with their roster management.
In that first game, he was everywhere. He was basically just running good support lines, and he has a nose for the ball. And you're saying that the Mid-Atlantic Sharks came away with their victory in their first game?
They sure did. They were 42-15 victors. I imagine quite a bit of it coming through the hands of their number 13, RJ Beach, a 4-time D2 All-American. Keep an eye out as well for their number 3, Connor Homan, 6'2", 245-pound prop, a graduate student. Masterful presence on the field.
The referee for this game is Min Cho. And we're going to get underway. Nice deep kick. Well taken there by number 30, Nyamunda. Great Lakes trying to bring the ball out from their 22. And again, they get that ball out wide. And unfortunately, it's gone into touch before he could get his foot onto it.
We've seen lineouts be a struggle for teams in the tournament so far, often going with a 5-man lineout, teams choosing to lift or not in opposition, of course, playing under the new laws as enacted here in 2025. When we don't see an opposing lineout lift, it can be a little bit harder to judge if the ball is straight or not. We'll see these teams that straighten it out, though, each with one match under their belts.
Yeah, there's no wind here, so the hooker can't blame that. Nice run up there by number 4 for Mid-Atlantic. That was Riguel. Penalty coming there. Not rolling away. A nice little settler here for the Sharks.
We've seen this Great Lakes team very quick in their defensive alignment, fanning across the field. Right now, the Sharks, they're looking to see if they can go up and over, indicating the kick for post. Ball in the hands of their number 10, Lasha Asanidze. Apologies to anyone watching at home.
That's easy for you to say. Yeah, I believe it's Asanadze, but I could be wrong. We're going to go with Lasha because that's a lot easier. And I want to say that's a Georgian name.
See him lining up a deep kick about 43 meters out from the goal post. The third penalty attempt that we've seen taken here on our stadium field here at the National Collegiate Rugby All-Star Shield event.
Indeed, he was born in Tbilisi, Georgia, as opposed to Atlanta, Georgia. Decent strike. Unfortunately, it's drifted away to the right, but still worth a look from there.
A solid attempt. 2.5 minutes into this opening half of play, we see Great Lakes with a 22-meter dropout.
That's a deep kick down to the fullback there. Nice catch. He takes the ball. He's holding that ball like a one hand, like a loaf of bread. Now he straightens. He's weaved his way through. A big run there, and it's out to the winger out there, and he's gone in for the try.
So we see the quick counter by the Sharks using the space on the field, able to find their man and get him across the goal line. Sharks taking an early lead, 5-0, just 3 minutes into this first half of play. We'll go back to the replay. So we see the little bit of the feint, the ball in hand, carrying it with just the one, and that's all he needs. Slipping through the defenders, getting the offload up and over the head, a little bit of a rainbow pass, and finished by the Sharks. And looked like number 17,
Colin Warner. Yeah, the run by was Kenny Watts. Looked like the runner there. Not exactly textbook, holding on to that ball in one hand. Anyway, he looped it over the top and found that guy out on the wide channel, and he's in for the points. The kick is up. That's also drifted to the right. The Great Lakes player seemed transfixed by the way he was holding the ball. Typically, you'd like to see the guy hold it in both hands and try to steer the defense. Instead, he steered the defense away from himself by holding on to it with one hand. We're underway again. Another kick. It's a little too deep. It's charged down, however. And that's a 50-50 ball in the back there. Very untidy stuff.
So a minute of review here with our referee. We've seen the ball take some odd bounces on the field quite a few times where it's had a bit of a backspin going into the hands of the kicking team. In this case, it does appear that we're marching Great Lakes back downfield. The Sharks with a 22-meter dropout.
Yeah, that was a very confusing play. It was charged down, then it kind of bounced around in the very, very small dead ball area. And these kicks are not very good. They're not being contestable. It was well taken there by Peters. This time Great Lakes are getting more organised. The ball has gone through the hands out in the back line. Need to clean that up. I'll try to reset things here. They've got regroup. Now the forwards take it up. Nice run here. Again, the one-handed ball technique, not that preferred. That was Saint Bonnet that would had the nice run there before. Mid-Atlantic looked to open it up. Then a kick that's actually soccer stopped. Very nice play there by Zaburi to actually just put his foot on the ball. Didn't play with his hands. And then it's gone into touch. It's going to be Mid-Atlantic ball over there.
Yeah, Jib, this has been a game that's been far more open than any of the others that we've seen so far. The ball quick in transition, giving both teams opportunities, playing a little bit loose, a little bit freer than we saw in the earlier matches where it was really all about control. We go back to the play on the field, and here is that soccer-type stop. Great Lakes with the ball in hand, taken to touch. Sharks line out, and the Sharks are up. Sharks maintain possession of the ball.
Untidy line out. Yeah, the Great Lakes came away with it. That usually means an infringement when the ball is suddenly appears by magic on the other side.
In this case, another penalty against Great Lakes. This is a team that ran up quite a high penalty count in their opening match, something to keep an eye on as the tournament progresses, giving the Sharks again ball inside of their 22, almost certain of a line out to come.
Always happy if you're giving away penalties if you're being an aggressive player, but if you're giving away penalties just because you're, for want of a better word, stupid, then that's another thing. So, you know, Okay, Great Lakes are testing the referee. Nothing wrong with that. The throw is completely on to the other team. Well taken up there. Now they go back to the blind side. Little shovel pass. That's St. Bonnet again. He's got that red cap on. Not too organised out there. That player was not expecting the ball. And as a net result, it was because the Sharks were offside. They seemed like they got on him pretty fast. And that would be why.
So we'll see a penalty to Great Lakes, but we have a player down on the field. That is Miguel St. Bonnet that we mentioned before. We'll come back in just a moment after our player evaluations are complete.
Yeah, while you're away, the players got attention. Two of them collided out there, and then there was a penalty was awarded to Great Lakes. They've opted for the scrum. Great attacking opportunity. Again, a dead split. This time they're looking like they are going to go left again. Now he's creeping. Now they go right at the last minute. Here it comes. Oh, and he's put through a little bit of a kick. Oh, unfortunately, the winger couldn't quite grab that. Excellent idea. Execution just a smidge off.
Yeah, you love seeing players take some chances here when it comes to these all-star opportunities, everything to show, hoping for some of these Major League Rugby contracts, as several of their compatriots earned after last year's events. We're going to see a scrum deep in Sharks territory, the Midwest, with a solid opportunity with their attacking platform.
It's difficult to be patient when you have 20-minute halves, but you've got to be patient. Rugby's a game of patience. Great scrum there by Great Lakes, and that results in a penalty to them.
So miscue by the Shark side is going to give Great Lakes possession of the ball again, about 5 meters from the goal line. The penalty, we see the quick tap.
Yep, he's in. There's no question about that. He caught everyone napping, including the referee.
So from on the ground in a player injury evaluation to over the try line, it is St. Bonnet that's giving a bit of an edge to Great Lakes. Like, look at this quick tap and go. Sharks players' backs turned. Bonnet over the try line and muscles his way, getting that ball down, nearly held up, and instead comes away with the 5 points with conversion to come.
I like the way he talked to the referee like he was going to go do something. He was saying, where did you park that car? Do you have the, I think you might have left your lights on that car, to the referee, and then next minute he tapped it and scored.
Cheeky play from the Argentinian. We see Great Lakes number 10, Jack Phillips, lining up the conversion attempt. He only missed one in the opening match, a solid boot on the young fly half.
Yeah, he looks quite serviceable, this Jack Phillips character. And he's got a decent kick on him. But I jinxed him.
Score remains 5-5 with 8.5 minutes left to play here in this opening half. Again, both these teams undefeated in play so far. All 8 teams from the All-Stars event will progress into tomorrow's quarterfinals, playing for seeding. In last year's event, we saw some teams go undefeated on day 1 and fall in the quarterfinals. So again, everything to play for. Right now, score 5-5. Plenty of time left to go in this first half of play. Would love to see a little bit of settling. We haven't seen much play coming from the ruck or setting up multiple phases.
Again, that kick was just a little bit too deep. You want a bit more contesting in that. Great Lakes happy to run it out from their 22. He was definitely isolated there, and that was picked clean by the by the Sharks. They work now middle of the field. Again, he thought about a kick there. Now is a little... Nothing really coming together here yet. There's a big run by Riguel. Now they get organised. A nice little fend. He's looking for players to offload to. There's no one there. They recycle the ball through the ruck. A bit of a high pass and an excellent tackle after he corralled the ball that was very, very high. Now a little dart from the base of the ruck there. Numbers out here on the blind side. Unfortunately, though, it's gone into touch. That was a very promising attack there by the Sharks.
So back and forth action, the Sharks able to make the most when they draw the turnover, and we saw them set with their backs to the left-hand side, players in motion, and again, getting that first foot going forward has provided some opportunities to open up play a little bit. Finally, we see the multiple phases we've been looking for, but again, a line out.
Yeah, it's Great Lakes ball. He didn't grab that with both hands, but I do believe Great Lakes has it. They'll take it up, a couple of hits up with the forwards before they possibly exit here. Instead, they go wide, very, very wide, and that ball is into touch.
So tough to corral the ball, bouncing on the field. A little bit of disjoint and broken play here from the Midwest side. This time a knock on, giving the Sharks another attacking platform just meters from the goal line. 6.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. Score tied 5-5. We'll look to see if we have a back row move, perhaps.
Yeah, that type of play is enough to make the Great Lakes coach grind his teeth. They just need to get out of there. Instead, they tried to throw it clear to the other side. I appreciate their width, but you've got to know where you are on the field.
We talk about width across the field, but look at the depth here of this Sharks fly half. Numbers to the left, numbers to the right. The scrum is going to reset. And again, the Sharks maintaining their depth. We'll be looking to see some solid go forward, some running rugby out of the Sharks' backs, but first have to win their own ball in this room.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to run the fullback in some sort of dummy action. He could go either side of the first 5/8 there. He could come on the outside or on the inside. It's a good base. Here comes the little play. Instead, they do the old skipperoo, and there's a nice ball all the way out to number 17 out there, and he slides into the corner for a try.
So the depth of this back line does pay off as the Sharks come ahead. 10-5 pending the conversion attempt.
Colin Warner with the points there.
So we go back to the play on the field. From the back of the scrum, we see the feint where the number 10 is able to receive the ball after we see the dummy run, moving around to the outside, and gorgeous distribution from the hands of the Sharks. Number 11, that was Jeffrey George with the assist on the try. Number 17, Colin Warner with his second try of the match, going over the goal line and taking the lead.
Yeah, the Great Lakes back line came up a little fast. They overcommitted. Never really want to do that. Then you're exposed to that sidestep. He shared that one defender. Knew he had this guy on his outside and then let him have it with a nice pass. It was a good pass to him.
Excellent timing indeed for the Great Lakes coaches. We're thinking about cleaning up some of those little unforced errors. Again, playing with the ball deep in their own territory. A little too much on that goose step. A little too careless with the ball. That gave the Sharks the turnover, gave them the lead. 10-5, and we've got 3.5 minutes left to go in this opening half.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into the coaching stuff, but when you fail to exit like that, I can guarantee you, you could set your watch by it, that there's going to be points scored against you, and unfortunately that came to fruition. Phillips with the restart. That's a slightly better kick. At least this time the player was tackled immediately after receiving it. Play has been almost exclusively on the other side of the field. And there's a nice exit there.
We saw Great Lakes with 4 players back, anticipating that kick, looking for options if there were a chance to counter. And as you mentioned, Chip, an excellent kick to touch
Yeah, they seem quite enterprising, this Great Lakes team. Obviously, I haven't set eyes on any of these guys. You know, I was stranded at the airport and someone said, do you want to do a rugby commentary gig today? And I went, oh, okay, sounds like an idea.
Much like the case on the field, right place, right time. We'll see if the Sharks can go one more time over the goal line. 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. See 5 in the line out. And correction, is Great Lakes on the throw.
Taken there by St. Bonnet. Very static back line there. No runners onto the ball. However, they recycle it. St. Bonnet again. He's been very active. As they explore the blind side, the side and right in front of us here.
We saw the Sharks' number 20, Chris Santos, force the turnover, stifling some of this Great Lakes momentum.
Number 37 there, I'm not sure who that is, since the numbers don't go that high on our sheets. A couple of minutes left here in the first half. The Mid-Atlantic Sharks up 10-5. The game's threatening to blow wide open. I have a feeling that the second half's going to be a real barn burner.
We'll get to the end of the first half here. The Sharks with the ball quickly in, set up steep again with their backs, looking to attack, and it's with a kick downfield, Chip.
Yeah, it's a good kick. He's kicked it into space, and it forces the fullback to go back there, and he's going to have to put his foot to it. This gives the Sharks a good chance. They've got good support numbers here. And again, he's holding onto that ball with one hand as he's looking for support. He goes to ground. That was Kenny Watts again. That ball might have gone forward. It doesn't matter. Great Lakes have already got it. Very untidy in there at the moment.
Back and forth with the possession of the ball. The Sharks with another opportunity. 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
What was that penalty for, Liz?
I didn't quite catch it, so I'm not going to hazard a guess.
I think he might have been... Looked like he knocked it on, and maybe the other player was in front of him and touched it. It was scrappy. There's St. Bonnet talking to the referee about his interpretation right now.
No need to interpret a gorgeous kick downfield, putting the Sharks inside of the 22. One last chance to attack again. Clock winding down here in the first half of play. 30 seconds on our field clock. No time left on our clock on screen. And we see the Sharks set up again with a 5-man line out. A little bit of personnel shifting and changing. Sharks deep on their offensive setup. We see them also quite out wide, pulling another man into the line out now, into the receiver position.
Doesn't really matter how much time there is on the clock. If you maintain possession, you can keep it for 10 minutes as long as they score. And instead of that, they don't. They turn it over. Great Lakes has the ball. A big crashing run there by, that's Makosi, I believe. Penalty now. Now Great Lakes have a chance to return the favour.
Great Lakes trailing 10-5. Ball in the hands of Jack Phillips. Kick to touch, finds its mark.
Let's see if they can turn something with this little bonus time here in the first half. Some salty language coming from the Sharks there. Samuel Ray to throw. Nicely taken.
The Sharks overly enthusiastic for a free kick awarded to Great Lakes.
Well, they've got to tap it. St. Bonnet takes it. That's Leahy that took that ball in there. Now they come back to the blind side. Makosi. Nice tackle. Now they're forced to go open. This is better organisation by Great Lakes. Nothing wrong with the way they're playing in there. They've milked a penalty. So that the play on says the referee because they've taken a quick tap. They're volleyballing that ball around. Now big number 32, Samuel Ray takes it in. He's lost control of it though, however, and that might be the half.
Indeed it is. Great Lakes a little too fast, too furious with the ball in hand, looking to get another try before the half ends, but instead they cough up possession, and it is the Sharks that maintain a 10-5 lead. Both these teams undefeated in their first match. We'll see what's to come here in the second half. I'm Liz Entwistle alongside Chip Burnside, and we'll be back with the National Collegiate Rugby All-Star action.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Welcome back to Silverback Park, the Rugby Network. We've got the NCR All-Stars. We've got a good game on our hands here. Mid-Atlantic up 10-5 over Great Lakes. Great Lakes gets underway again. A steepling kick. It's not taken cleanly. Don't know if it went forward or not. Sharks control. And there's a penalty. St. Benet is checking his options here. They might push it into the corner here.
We've seen teams all tournament long take the strategically sound option of kicking to touch, looking for the lineup, and not quite able to maintain control in a lot of these lineouts. They'll be deep in Sharks territory, about 5 meters from the goal line.
Big opportunity here for Great Lakes. Samuel ready to throw. Well controlled there by St. Benet. The ball's going nowhere at the moment, but they've got control of it in the back. Now they start to get organised. The body position's still a little high. It's twisting. They've still got it, I believe. Now it goes to ground. Marshalling the troops there. There goes St. Benet. He's very, very close to the line. About a metre and a half short, and he started over. That's number 1.
So we see some patient possession here from the hands of the Great Lakes Thunderbirds. Finally going over the line, Lorenzo Lelli in the number 1 jersey. We didn't see him in the first game. He is one of their players to watch. So we see this ball in transition. St. Benet inches away. And then here comes Lelli, tapping a Sharks player away and tapping the ball over the line. And it is Great Lakes equalizing 10-10 pending the conversion attempt.
Well, I can report that I saw Lorenzo early in the morning. He was one of the first people down to breakfast at the hotel. And I was very impressed with him. And I said to him, where's the rest of your teammates? And I said, are you the early guy? And he said, yeah, I am. So it pays off. He got the cooked breakfast. He's got a try, and he's with a kick to come here from Jack Phillips. Great Lakes can be on top. Well, he was like clockwork in the first game, but now the rangefinder's on the blink.
Nudges it just a tad outside. Score remains 10-10. 16 minutes left to play here in this second half of action.
And look, that's an important kick that he missed there. He might want to take a little bit more time. So I take it that the for and against of these matches if in pool play count towards what happens tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, we'll see the seeding of these teams. We'll have 1-4 matchups in the quarterfinals from Pool A across Pool B, 2 and 3 to start the day. But still plenty of time here to go. And Great Lakes with the ball in hand, getting another phase, getting that front runner. And this is the rugby we've been waiting for. First half, tons and tons and heaps of action, balls bouncing, bobbling around.
Yeah, that's Makosi. He's looked good. I like a player like Makosi that just absolutely takes it straight up the gut. He's always breaking the advantage line, and you know, he's looked quite excellent with the ball in hand. Yeah, the Shark player was never on his feet there, and he kind of rolled over right in front of the referee, which the referee didn't want to blow the whistle, but he had to.
We saw success here from this Great Lakes team. Again, ball in hand, trying to go towards the sideline. That was the story of their first game. We saw a lot of sideline action, especially spreading the field. When they spread the width of the Sharks defense, created some holes, created a penalty, and now they've got another attacking opportunity just outside of the 22. Well,
when you have a runner like Makosi that just comes in and just crashes up the middle, yes, he's going to get stopped. The defense was solid, but you're right. He basically sets up that width that comes after. A couple of bad passes there in the backs, and it started with the halfbacks pass to the first 5/8, and then after that it kind of went downhill. The old adage, if you receive a bad pass, don't give a pass.
So true, Chip. Resulting here in a Sharks scrum just shy of midfield. And we see the Sharks spreading opportunities to go either direction off the back of this scrum. Straight back behind. Their fly half. And shadowed, I believe, by the fullback. We'll get a quick check on the numbers. And in action towards the right side they go.
Yeah, nicely worked play. Unfortunately doesn't make the advantage line, but it looked crisp. and they got a penalty out of it. So over the limited amount of time that they have to get these teams ready from these young fellas from disparate parts of their region, I thought that was pretty nice little move.
It's a nice little nudge downfield as well. The Sharks moving the ball up in the air. And we'll see them with the line out on the far side of the field, just inside of the 22, about 20 meters from the goal line. 10-10 the score remains with 14 minutes to play here in the second half.
Yeah, about 13 minutes to go, yeah. Game evenly poised. Sharks on attack. Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there. The jumper was already up. The throw was late. However, they still control possession. That's big number 4. Rigual. A little dummy, and then a nice little bounce off. The ball's gone away out there. It's on that blind side. Now they're going to come back to the side, but unfortunately the halfback is met with about 2 or 3 Great Lakes players waiting for that ball to come out of the ruck. And that's a lovely kick. That is an absolute perler.
It was excellent pressure from Great Lakes that caused a turnover, just nudging the ball, getting it out, taking space and taking territory downfield.
That was a very, very nice kick. He may have taken a look and saw that there was no one home back there, but he was outside of his 22. He knew he had to bounce it out. He got he put it in a nice spot and got a lucky bounce to the left. Nice uptake down there on the line out. Sharks try their own crash move. Little inside ball action. That's turned over. He lost that with that great tackle. Great Lakes now probing here. Untidy ball goes between the halfback's legs. But they go back for the original knock-on. He got met in that tackle. It was a double tackle. Both guys were down low, and I think he kind of coughed it up as he was trying to get rid of it.
There was a second time in as many minutes where the Great Lakes defense has perfectly read the play, putting the pressure on the Sharks. We'll go back to this action here. Just a little bit of a bobble off the base of the ruck, under a bit of pressure here now from the Sharks defense, but that brings it back to the scrum.
Yeah, the knock-on happened previous to that replay.
So no advantage gained, but we've seen a strong advantage of Great Lakes in their scrum action so far. Setting up with their backs towards the right-hand side. Sharks flat across, even in defense.
Well, I'd probably put $1 on Makosi taking it up for another crash. But mind you, my betting sometimes goes wildly astray. Oh, unbelievable skills to get that ball. That was really impressive. Anyway, Great Lakes maintain possession. Get it out to big number 30. He's knocking people over. That's a Nyamunda. Now they keep it in with the forwards. They're rumbling towards that goal line. Now a little flip pass, and that one was way high. Got to be a penalty coming from the referee. They explore that blind side, and that's a try.
It's great decision-making by Great Lakes on the field. We saw that forward crash. We saw that ball go forward. There were no numbers to the left side. All of Great Lakes out to the right. So maintaining possession, keeping the ball, keeping control, then gives them the platform to go quick and out wide again. This time being able to realign and coming away with another try and coming away now with their lead, 15-10, pending the conversion.
How about go back, to this play? What an outstanding piece of athletic ability. And then here's the try coming up here. That was a high shot there, but a great clear out by the Great Lakes player, which resulted in the guy grabbing the ball quickly on the pick and go.
So we've finally seen some action here. We've had tackles go to ground, which means we have a ruck, which means we have an offsides line, which means that we've been able to settle into a little bit of play here with the Great Lakes team, able to move the ball. And again, they've been most successful today when they have gotten the ball out wide. And give credit again to that number 14, Francisco Cuscana. He's one of several players from Argentina. So queremos decir hola a toda la gente que están mirando en Argentina. Hay muchos jugadores aquí de Buenos Aires. Thrilled to have such an international component. And it's not just Argentina, but there's several representatives from Zimbabwe on this Great Lakes side as well.
Jack Phillips he's got the rangefinder back on track. That was a very difficult kick, and he slotted it. Yes, we've got a lot of Zimbabweans here today, and we can look forward to me mangling their names, guaranteed. I might be okay with some Pacific Islanders, but my African is not that good, and clearly Liz's Spanish is supremo.
It's the beauty of college rugby here in the United States is that we do see players coming from all over the globe to ply their hand at the game. This NCR competition has grown this weekend, 120 schools represented with 369 players and upwards of 40 coaches.
Yeah, I'm disappointed not to see many New Zealanders on the roster. Maybe we're too stupid to get enrolled at a United States school. But it's great for these kids from Zimbabwe and Argentina. Take advantage of the good American education system, get a degree, play a bit of rugby.
So speaking of playing rugby, action back on the field with the scrum. The Sharks finally getting the ball out, moving under pressure. And again, this Great Lakes defense creating some opportunities. We see the ball tipped and tapped forward. This is going to be a penalty to the Mid-Atlantic Sharks.
That play was DOA basically from the get-go. And they managed to get a penalty out of it. I'm not quite sure how.
So we see the ball going to ground and the ball again tipped forward. In the game of sevens, we'd see a yellow card. Of course, this being 15s, it was just an unlucky bounce of the ball.
I thought he was really trying to tip that up to get the interception. The referee saw it differently.
So not just a knock-on, but an intentional knock-on. Sharks with a line-out. 5 men in, just outside of the 22.
It's Williamson to throw. That ball's not taken cleanly. And it's not straight as well, is it? He's going to set a scrum out on the 15-metre line. Great Lakes ball. Great Lakes happy at the moment to let the clock tick. 5 minutes to go. They're up 17-10. The Sharks have kind of lost the plot a little bit here in the second half. They haven't really been able to get anything coherent going.
No, we haven't seen them as connected as they were earlier in the match. And, of course, this Great Lakes defense has come up strong. So putting the pressure on, a little bit of blitz tactics right now. Blitzing on offense and good at this solid go forward chip.
That's Ai. Again, I love how they get it wide. That's Bakosi again. They're really asking a lot of questions. That player was got to be close to being offside. He rushed up very, very quickly on him. A nice fend. Now a kick downfield. It's into space. Has it gone too far? No, it hasn't. It bounced about 6 inches before the touch line, and it's gone into touch, and that's going to send the Sharks back to the other end of the field.
A perfectly weighted kick under pressure. Again, Great Lakes connecting what they can and getting some luck bouncing their way.
Well, you've got to have luck in this game. It's still bitingly cold for the south here. It's like Canada. Well,
see the Sharks go even shorter in their line-out.
And he's going back into touch. They tried a little misdirection, miscall, But Great Lakes was all over that. They knew it was going to the front, and they competed specifically in that area. That's a tight head. Oh, the halfback's got a huge gap there, and he's made it almost all the way to the line. In fact, I believe that might be a try.
So Great Lakes able to turn over the scrum, regain possession. It's been all defense. The pressure they've been able to put on the Sharks this second half has really created quite the turnaround. Great Lakes with all the points here in the second half, looking to add 2 more on the conversion attempt to come.
That's Mattasini. Yeah, it just like was the parting of the Red Seas. And then there's so many white lines on there. He must have reached out a great distance to score. He did. But there's a lot of lines on this field that aren't anything to do with anything. And I thought he was short originally, but no. He extended his reach and put that one down.
Now you talk about the reach on the field. We also saw those tacklers looking to reach. Would love to see some footwork bring them in a little bit closer so they're able to get a shoulder in. We see a lot of grasping, a lot of grabbing, and that's not going to work against these big, strong, Midwestern-bred boys.
I tell you what, I could have even gone through that gap that Mattasini spied. That one really opened up for him. The defender sagged off of him, thinking he was going to pass, and he said, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll go straight through that." And he's hooked this one. So I think he's only made one kick here in the second game, but it was an important one. Now the lead is stretched out to 22-10. The Sharks have been shut out here in the second half. Looks like we've got about a minute or two to go.
Yep, credit to this Great Lakes, apologies. Great Lakes defense coming up hard, creating opportunities, forcing the turnovers. The Sharks have not been able to maintain possession through multiple phases of play. Good pressure here, though, by the Sharks on their kickoff, taking the Great Lakes down inside of the 22.
He knocked on after he got met with a huge tackle. He did well to take that ball. He disagrees with the referee's analysis that he knocked it on. They're solid boys, these Zimbabweans. I think that the tackler would have felt that one. Big time pressure being put on the Sharks scrum. Results in a penalty and a lot of I think the forwards for the Sharks are feeling a little sad now.
The right amount of hype here from this Great Lakes team. Again, they've been strong in the scrum so far. We look at the action here on the engagement. The ball is in, and look at this drive from Great Lakes coming forward, maintaining a low platform, 8-as-1 altogether, and look at the excitement of the boys on the field.
Yeah, they're just sending them a message. If we see you tomorrow, we kind of own you in the scrum department. I think that was the intent of that message.
And, of course, the beauty of these all-star events are playing to your strengths. We look at the size and the experience of this Great Lakes team. Again, a team that went 10-0 last year. So coming down from being down at halftime to respond the way they did in the second half, maintaining a good amount of possession, but even more importantly, maintaining their defensive pressure. No pressure here on the line out, but doesn't quite go to form.
And calmly kicked into touch to end this one. A good encounter. Mid-Atlantic gave them everything that they needed there in the first half. Unfortunately, they came out a little slow in the second half and then never recovered.
Yeah, if you're Great Lakes, you have to be really pleased with the second half performance. And getting that challenge from the first half and being able to correct those mistakes, that's a sign of a high rugby IQ. So well done to the staff, the coaching staff of this Great Lakes team. They advanced 2-0, one more pool play match yet to come. And the Sharks will resume their action a little bit later today.
Yeah, we'll see them again later in the day. We've got another game coming up right after this. So from Silverback Park, this is Chip Burnside, and there's Liz Entwistle signing off for now.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.